again. So let's get started. All right, one of the first things I'm going to pick up here, I'm going to just open the SO4 form. So I emailed you the SO4 and the SO4A. Just going to open it quickly and give a little idea as to how these forms are utilized. There is a recording that the TAJ did. That might be a better option. Hold on a second. Let me just check something for you here. I'll just reference that. I think it's probably better. Let me see. SO TAJ. All right, so everybody's actually in the Zoom chat now. Everybody's in the Zoom meeting now. Can see my screen? All right, so I'm sharing something in the chat now. This is a link, it's a 13-minute video. I'd like you all to, this is the TAJ giving a tutorial on filing the SO4. It's 13 minutes, going through the entire tutorial. And then we're gonna go straight into our 2 cases. So I want us to watch it now because I realized when I use my computer, the audio is extremely low. I will just share my screen, but I tried this more than once and the audio of the person's online not hearing it. So just click that link now and y'all can watch it yourselves. I'm sure everybody can. Right.
Where's that? Sorry.
Again? Oh, you just joined.
Yeah.
In the chat. So you can click it, it will carry to YouTube. Watch that video for me now. And yes, the one on SO4, correct. Tutorial SO4, that's correct. Just watch that now, please.
What's the link you sent today? Sir?
Yeah, you're not gonna hear it from my computer. That's what I'm saying. When I do it from my computer, you're not gonna hear it.
I'm saying, is it that which you sent today?
He just sent
He just
sent a link in the chat. You click that link and watch the video.
That is correct.
Yeah. Sir, can you mute because I'm here in the background and I can't hear the
All
video.
right, doing that. All right, so I think that's it. Pretty much, I think everybody pretty much is at the end or close enough. So with that, let us get into, so he gave an idea of the form. So I really don't need to look on the form. He basically give an idea in terms of the filing process itself. Now, what I will not do, so if you notice, I did share two sample things with you all in terms of P24. If you've never seen one before, you should, because at the end of each year, you probably should. But that I'm not going to share on the screen, of course. So we're going to, before we get into the case, I'll just open that example. Where is mine? Where is it? Where is it? Those are the case studies, and then now the notes. Yeah, so you had, so I given you an example of the P24, and on the P24, generally you're going to see the gross pay, the PAYE that was deducted, other benefits, for example, motor car, housing, whatever, NIS, pension, those are generally, some of them you may end up seeing, some of them have been amended where you can even see the head tax and the NHT, but usually at the bare minimum, the gross pay, the PAYE and the NIS, those are at least, those are usually reflected on your P24 form. So that information is usually necessary. Why? Because if you notice, I sent you a sample income statement. So you have some people, they are employed, but they have a business on the side. So they have a registered business name or even a or they have a registered business name, right? So normally they would have to declare not only what their registered business does, but they have to also declare their salary as well, so that they have been paid some form of taxes, that they have utilized the special or not all of it. So one of the reasons for that is that if you are being paid, let's say you're being paid $1.2 million, right? It means then that you use part of the income tax threshold already. But the other 700,000 or whatever it might be, you haven't utilized that yet. So the business you have on the side, when you look after the net profit, then you still have that balance you can use. We're not going to pay PAYE on, right? So that's why they need that information for all related. Similarly for NIS, as NIS is capped. So they really want to see how much NIS did you pay here? What is the balance here? And all the other taxes, right? In terms of utilization of the threshold. So those little things I sent to you pretty much was just to give you a little idea. Okay, that's how the P24 looks. And then I'm gonna have a little income statement. Let's say a professional, you're doing tuition services like myself, and then whatever other expenses. Look on the net, and then now all of this is not going to gather on your SO4 form. As I said earlier, I think we will get a lot more out of doing our cases. So the first case that when we have session 5 case study question, one with Camille Natural Products. If you notice, all of these are made up stuff. So I made up an NIS number because you need that. The business NIS, the business TRN, all of that. These are, made up numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are made up numbers. So Camille, we look to Camille have a business. Okay, we see that. But Camille also has staff that she pays salaries to as well. So in her business, she also pays her salary staff. She also works as a customer service representative at Bexcom, right? Where she has a gross salary of 1.5 million, right? So her employment taxes are deducted at source. However, she's yet to receive the P24 from her employer. So her employer really haven't given her the P24, but here's what the threshold was. I will use it. So these threshold, yes, we know it's easy to change. So we know we're at one point, we know where it moved in 2025, April. So we also know it's going to move April again this year. But so utilization of the actual threshold, I'm not concerned about that. But the reason why I still use those two bands is because sometimes it changed during the year. So you have to know that, okay, the first 3 months, it was that divided by 12. The other months is that divided by 12 times 9, right? So we're going to use the 2024 information. So I saw that, but I decided not to change that because I want to see when we have a change in threshold, we are still able to know, okay, let's utilize this information. So what is expected from Camille's information? Calculate her trading income or profit, adjust for the allowable and the disallowed expenses, prepare a capital allowance schedule, determine what is chargeable, prepare the employers as well. We haven't done SO2 yet, so that one we're going to pause that. That's for our next session. Prepare her P24 form, and then you can we're going to prepare SO4 under SO4A. But we're going to do step by step. So for the first four, step 1 to 4, what y'all, let's work on that. We're going to go through that. As I said, for the SO2, we haven't done that, so I'll give a glimpse on that, but we'll do some actual examples in our final session on Thursday. But let's use Camille's information. So we have Camille that we are going to work on. So very comprehensive information on Camille. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to use this example to go through all of these. All right, so for the trading income, so the first one, so let's go through it. So I know y'all watch the video, but I'm not gonna make all assumptions, right? So the first one says, calculate the trading income or profit. Then it says, adjust for allowable or disallowed expenses. So what I want from the first one, right? What we want from the first one is basically the gross profit. So your sales less your cost of sales. That's what we need. That's the first one, right? So that should take us time. And then the other one, we're going to put in the expenses that are necessary to deduct to see what we get. So it's sales less cost of sales being opening stock at purchases less closing stock. Cool. So that will give us our gross profit. So the first thing we need is our gross profit. So can I get that? I need to ensure we're at least on the same page for that. I don't want us to, be
Is
working
that
around.
11.8?
$11.8 million, right? So at least I want to make sure somebody did like the ones is really a step by step, where the formula goes where. But let's just hope that we all have that part. So the sales, 16.8. Our cost of sales. So we know we have opening stock, purchases, and closing stock, right? And for those 705,800,000, right? So for this, we know this was, so we had 700,000, 5.1 million, and then 800,000. Right? That in total, that gave us what, $5 million, and then that give you a gross profit of 11.8 million. That's what I need in the first one. So nothing too technical for the first. The second one now is adjust for the allowable expenses, right? So for the second one now, you are not going to get into the calculations. We're going to say, okay, is rent allowed, is it not? Utilities, is it not? Salaries, employer contribution, marketing, entertainment, repairs, professional fees, travel. All of these, look through them, read through the notes and see, is it that all of it is that some of it is it that none of it is, right? So that's what we want to get at for the second one. So I really want us to, be on the same page. So I give you a few minutes for that, but do that. And then of course we have prepared the capital allowance schedule, right? And then determine that, so that those are the steps we want to get at, please. So just to make sure everybody get this for the first one as a gross profit, 11.8, and let's continue. Again, just to make sure we are on the same page, let's see. So adjusting for allowable or disallowed expenses, where are we? What were the numbers that we came up with? So the 11 point minus, so rent, all of it, 1.2? Yes, yes, right? Utilities, 450, all good, right? Staff salaries, 4.2, all good. Correct? Yes? Why not? Explain. It's gross, but it's expense. And it's the staff you pay, so that's fine. Remember, you know, even if you do the deduction, it's still a part of the salary, it's still a part of the expense. So yes, the employer contribution is also an expense. So the 500, 325 as well. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So good to go, man. So that's good. And then marketing, 700,000, good to go, right? How about entertainment?
I took 50%
No,
of it.
Only half of
it's
it.
half
Only
of
half
it.
of it. 150,000. How about the repairs?
Good.
Good to go. The professional fees are 200,000. Good to go. The travel of 480. Good to go. All of them business related, right? The only
Yeah.
thing that was fully business related was the entertainment. Not true. Half
So
of
what
it was
about the
not.
motive?
Ah,
Oh,
okay, so
We
the
have it in there, the 200,000. Let's say that.
so the what was it? The part I said the 50,000 was paid for the
Tax return preparation, meaning the
that's
accountant. So
that's
that's
what
fine. So that's
okay.
fine. The accountant you pay is not the tax. So that was just there to see if you are reading it carefully. The accountant do the tax returns for them. So hold on, the accounting fees not considered professional fees. So when I do it for free, me not understand. Within all of this, and you go prepare somebody returns and tell him you don't have to pay because you can't subtract it from expenses. It is a legitimate expense.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry, don't make that case. So that was just there because you're not reading the thing properly, right? So okay,
but
man. So
sir, that's
everything is
not how I interpreted it.
how you
I
interpret it.
interpreted, I interpreted to say that it would not affect you until the next year.
But them have to accrue it, it doesn't matter, it relates to that year.
Okay.
It is an expense, it relates to that. So just like audit fees, for example, the auditor not going to do the audit until the next year now. But you have to account for the audit fee in the audited financial statements. Even though them not charge you until then them did months later. But you have to accrue for it. You have to account for it. Right? So yeah, man. So all right. So basically, now we come down to all of that 8 million from the 11.6, whatever it carry now to how much does that carry you to now? Where did I do this figure like this? So 8 million here. Let me make sure I pick up all the figures here. Go. Right. So, all right. Motor vehicle usage, it says, all right, 70% business, 30% private. So the only other thing we have to do, so now we have our expenses. We have another step. Did anybody do the capital allowance?
No,
Yes, that's a yes or no? Yes?
no,
I
not
tried.
Yes,
You
sir.
tried. So some people still trying. All right, so let me give you 2 minutes. I want everybody to try, man. This is a one case we're doing about. You see, for the SO4, the things with the SO4, it's like a double up. You know, when you're doing for the company, you just do the company alone and you're done. But then you have the individual portion, we have to drop in the SO4 as well. So that's why if there's one case, yeah, it take a little bit, same type of more workings, to be honest with you, than sometimes even the company one, right? Because all of this we have to account for. They still have the capital allowance. All the other schedules that generally they fill out those. You still have to think about the you know, the ETC.
So, sir, you want the capital allowance figure?
Don't give me yet. Some people still working. Don't give me yet. I give you the people
Okay.
a few minutes. Yeah, don't give me yet.
can you click back on the PNL or is as the
Oh, the expense
capital?
portion, yes. Well, I kind of split in
376.
different pages. So yes, so this is just all the legitimate expenses. Yeah.
Okay.
No. No, so there's not the iPad here. They didn't know nothing about that. It's a little business they didn't know about no depreciation. But we know they qualify for capital allowance, so we're gonna do it, yeah. Yes, I ignored it. So that's good. Could you repeat that?
So there's no way for depreciation to be set safely or not? Because the firm, the center is a use of business. And it, so you should not times that by 20%. I mean, 70%. It's not given, so it's. So what are the drafts? I did that. I don't. So we don't. So you have nothing to do with it.
Okay, let's go again. What we say now? What we get for capital allowance?
I got 936,
And 36,000?
yes.
That's good. So 936,000.
There's, because it's 70% of the motor vehicle that
Correct.
we're calculating
So the
it on.
motor vehicle is 70%. So even though it's 20% the allowance, 70% of that is for business use. So you'd have to apportion that to 936,000. So equipment 600, motor vehicle 336. So that's what give you 936,000. Okay. So in terms of, yes, go again. Right. No, it's per year now. Capital allowance is per year. So that will tell you what the value is now, but it's per year. Yeah, so I remember the capital allowance is for that year. Yeah, it's not a running balance. If you want what the written down value is, then you can do that. But correct, correct. All right, so per year. So 936. So for our tax computation, our net profit before the capital allowance, it was 3,769,675, something like that, right? That's what they have. So they have the 8 million from the 11.8, 8 million little bit from the 11.8. That's all. Good.
Yes,
So let's make sure we follow again. So 11.8 was the gross profit. We had expenses of 8,030,325. Cool. That would give us 3,769,675. Correct. All right.
Yeah.
The 3,769,675 that was before capital allowances. This is also good to deduct tax purposes. So when we deduct the capital allowance, we have a chargeable income of 2,833,675. Cool.
Correct.
All right. So now we're going to get into the other maths now. So some of the things that they have here, what we have. So some of the other steps, that's why we have a comprehensive case. The other steps now is to determine the chargeable income and the tax due. But we don't reach the tax due yet. So that's the chargeable so far. It says prepare the employer's annual return. That's the SO2 form. Prepare Camille's P24 form for Bexcom because she didn't get it, right? And then it says complete the sole trader's current year income tax return. That's the SO4 for 2024 and the SO4A for 2025. Now, actually, how this case was designed, so we're gonna go through it. This case was actually designed where we would have done this. So I would have done the explanation by the SO4 instead of just giving that 30-minute video. When we do the half, then that last half would have been yours. So you go home, you do the SO2, you do the P24, do the SO4, SO4A, and then the last session we'll go through it, right? But we can't go through it now. Based on our time permits, we can just do this whole thing right now. Okay, so now when it says prepare the employer's annual return, the SO2, what is normally in the SO2 form is that pretty much we're gonna have a breakdown of all the employees and then the taxes that you deducted from them and the taxes you paid for them as well. Cool. So it's only 2 employees. So let's do a rough idea of the SO2, and then as I said in our last session, we can actually go to the form. We're not doing the form itself now, just see what would be on the form. So based on information, it's 2 employees. They had Hard Luck and Lucid Warmer, right? So in the form, we have the front page and whatever gross salaries, whatever state 4.1, and they're gonna have to reconcile the numbers. But the names are Hard Luck and Lucid Warmer. Charmer, Lucid Charmer. Okay, we have the TRN and the NIS. So we'll put those in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 119. Okay, and then the other one was 101, 321, 555. So that's the TRN column. And then the NIS. Maybe it's not the exact order, but we look at the form. I think that's the order anyway. The NIS, Z88 was Z.
So we're not seeing what you're working on, you know.
All right, so that's good. I'm glad you tell me now. So yeah, so Z880775, and then for the other one it was N91212. All right, so we have the salaries on gross salaries. So based on what we have for the gross salaries for Hard Luck, we have the gross. So normally they have a little bit more in the form. Let's clean this one up. So the gross, they are kind 1.8, and Lucid Warmer was 2.4. We see that the two of them gross actually come back to the 4.2. That's all. Right? in the form though, you also have all the other taxes. Now, again, please don't bother tell me say, boy, this is the order language. I don't remember the other, right? So you have NIS, you have NHT, you have tax, and you have the PAYE. Right? Those are the four tax lines. Okay? What is going to go in these lines is what you deducted from their pay plus what you paid the employer portion. Now they gave you an idea what was deducted, didn't they? All right. So now we can do a little reconciliation below NIS, company match NIS. So for the NIS, they say 105,000, but all they did is 105, right? For the NIS is how much? What percentage salary again? Was it 2.5 at that time?
3%, 2.5.
What was it at that time? We get 105. Tell me how much we get for the, if we do the math right. $4.2 million, 3% of that is how much? I think we just do some rough figure now. We'll do the math before we do this.
126, 3%,
126.
126,000.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. So, all right, we now do the math. So it's 3%. But so 105 is what I got. So let's do the 2. I want 105 to match anyway. So 2.5% of the 4.2 give you the 105. That's what it gives you?
What was that, sir?
The 2.5 of the 4.2 million, that's what give you 105,000 for the NIS?
105, yes, sir. 105.
Okay. So give me 2.5% of the 105. Somebody.
2.5% of the 1.8 is 45,000.
What was that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
But when why am I doubling it up? Because the estimate, somebody in the class is
Sir, somebody in the chat replay the recording. It sounds.
okay. The echo stops. Okay. Now, what goes in the NIS form? So don't write it. We're just doing the math. What goes in the form? So this was the employee. So I'm going to do each of them here. Employee, employer. What goes in the form is everything. So for the employee, for the NIS, we had the 45 and the 60, right? For the employee, the employer matches NIS. Cool? So the employer is going to pay 45 for this person as well, and 60 for this person as well. So this 105, the employer is going to match the 105. That means the total NIS for that employee would be 210,000. So sorry, 90,000 and 120,000, which gives you a total of 210, right? They didn't tell you to put a total. I don't see the total on the form. Don't worry, we're going to work with the totals for now. Since we want to show what comes up on the form. That's for NIS, right? Did I give you the rates for NHT that I want you to use? What? All right, the rates I told you that I want you to use is what? All right, so the NHT, so the 3% is the employer portion, right? And the employee, we're going to use 2. That's all? All right, so let's do the same thing. 2% of 1.8 million is how much? Let's do the same thing. 2%. So 2.5 versus 2.5 here. And for NHT, we're going to use 2 and 3. So 2% of 1.8 million is how much? 36,000.
Yeah.
And 2% of 2.4 million is?
48.
All right. Now 3% of 1.8 million is?
54.
54, okay. And 3% of 2.4 million is?
72.
72. All right. Now, remember that come back to the 126 to the true. All right, good to go. So we want to make sure we math them right. So 36 and 48 is going to give us 84. And then this was 126. All right, well, we're gonna have to play them across here. So for hard luck, the total amount for hard luck was 90,000 NHD. That's all. And for lucid warm-up, the total amount for lucid warm-up was 120,000 NHD. That's all. All right. Tax time. Okay. So tax time. So and the tax rate we said that we use for tax is what? 3.5% for employer, but what for employee?
2.25.
2.25, right? So for tax, it's 2.25 for employee and 3.5 for employer. But this is what? After NIS. For the tax work out, you have to do it after the NIS. That's all?
Yeah.
Right. So this 180, and this is also 1.8 million was what hard luck got. That's all. But the NIS hard luck paid was 45,000. So when you're going to work out the head tax, you're going to have to work out his head tax on 1,755,000. Not true? Agreed? So for him, so it's going to be 2.25% and 3.5%. I mean, we could have just put them together and get the one figure anyway. And better we do that. Since we already know so we're doing it after the NIS, let's do that. So this is the employee portion, and this is the employer portion, right? So, and how do we do head tax? Head tax is your gross minus NIS, and then times the head tax rate, right? And this is why we said, all right, let's just put this together. So now we have 5.75% times the 1755. How much that gives me for head tax for hard luck?
$39,487.50.
How much? How much is it? Sorry. One and everything together, or you are splitting it? I'm trying to avoid the split. It's on time.
Oh, you don't want to split it?
Times 1755 comes to how much? 100,912.50. That's it. All right.
I didn't get that.
Y'all got anybody got that difference now? Or did you split it or 2.25 and 3.5? You split it or something? I want to hear that tonight. 2 person gets, but I need more. More than people in the class, 17 people in the class, right? So I would like to hear if we work in the same figures. Lucid warm-up would have been the 2.4 million minus the how much lucid there again? 60,000. So 2.4. So let's split it. Since we're splitting everything, 2.25% of the 1755 gives us how much? I want to split as well. 2.25 of the 1755 gives us how much? Come on, somebody give me the math, even if that's not what it is.
Sir, we're not hearing you clearly.
Go again. 39 for employee portion. 39, how much? 487.5. That's the employee portion, right? Okay.
For hard luck.
That's yes, for hard luck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For Lucid Charma, before me even deal with the employer portion, Lucid Charma, the 2340 is what was taxable in terms of that. So 2.25% of the 2340 for Lucid Charma was how much?
52,650.
52,650 flat.
Yeah.
Okay. 52,650. And these two figures came to how much?
92,137.50.
Right, it comes back to what we had on our schedule. Okay, the employer portion now. So the employer portion. How much would for hard luck is how much?
52,650.
Go again, how much? 60?
No, 52,650.
Hold on. 3.5% is gonna get 52 down to 60.
Oh, it's 3.5, sorry.
61, 425.
61, 425.
Right, and for Lucid Charmer,
81, 900.
81, 900. I'm gonna add up these two, the employer portion, how much we get?
143,
325.
325.
Go back to what I had on the sheet, right? I know I did a lot of work into it. Try to look at the figures I'm up. So when we add up the 39 and the 61, we get the 100 goes to 912.5. And then when we add up the 52, 650 and the 81, 900, how much we get?
134, 550.
134, 550. And then PAYE is just the employee alone paid PAYE, right? So that 224, 955, we need to work out how the employee ended up paying that. But this is where now we need the split because they were paid throughout 2024, but the threshold moved in April. That's all. So we have to work out then what was the overall threshold because we can't just flatten it out, right? So for the first 3 months, it would have been 3/12 times 1,500 or 96. That's all. Plus 9/12 times what was it? 1.1? 1,700,088. That is going to be the threshold for the whole year. So do that now 3/12 times 1,596 plus 9/12 times 1,788. What does that give me as my threshold?
Sorry, repeat.
To get the threshold,
Six-
remember we said that.
1,650.90.
What again, how much?
What you want, the yearly threshold? 1,650,090.
090, right? 1,650,090. So what I was saying, because it moved, we have to work out the full year threshold because at the end of the year, when you file the SO2, is what really was supposed to be filed for the entire year. So if a mistake was made, the SO2 really is like a reconciliation the government wants. So if a mistake was made, now that the whole year gone through, then it should pick up the difference. Now that you have the whole year salary to account for. So if a salary increase happened, if it didn't deduct when it should have deducted, all of that are deduct too early because the person start working in April and you just start tax them straight, then so all of that supposed to come out in the wash in the SO now, right? So now the full is 1,650 or 90. That's all?
Yes, sir.
All right. So in order to get the PAYE figures then, let's see if y'all get the PAYE figures. For the PAYE figures for hard luck, it would be 1.8 minus the 1,650 or 90 minus NIC paid, not true. Then anything extra is 25% of that. For Lucid Charmer, it's going to be the $2.4 million, right? Minus the 1,650 or 90 minus the NIC paid, right? Then anything me back, 25% of that will be the PAYE. Do those two numbers and see if it comes back to the PAYE that they say of the 224,955. Work those two numbers for me and see if it comes back to that. So to get PAYE, it is gross minus threshold minus NIS. NIS we paid. Not everybody NIS altogether, right? NIS we paid. So it is the gross minus the threshold minus the NIS, then times 25%. Anything in excess of that. What we are going to do on Thursday is we're going to look at the different bands because if you earn over 6 million a year, then there's a 30% on the excess of that as well, right? So we look at that. Whatever pay scale the persons are at, we'll do those maths and then file the SO. Gross minus threshold minus NIS, 10 times the PAYE rate. The PAYE, not hers, the PAYE that is paid here. Remember, both of them PAYE is supposed to come to 224,955. Work it out and see if y'all get that now. 1.8 minus 1,650 minus 45,000 times 25%. 2.4 minus 1,650 minus 60,000 times 25%. Work it, please. Work it, don't just it. Just get it. Gross minus threshold minus NIS. Then it times 25% PY is what PY is. All right, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's doubting ourselves, but we're taking way too long. Calculator 1.8 minus 1650,190 minus 45,000 times 25%. That will take me 30 seconds to see. So let's do that, right? How much does that give us?
How much we're supposed to get back, sir?
26,227, what, you're talking for the 1.8, the income tax?
If the math is out. But yeah, I mean, that's what you get for hard luck.
26,227?
All right, so yeah, we're getting so many different figures. 1.3.
I think something is wrong with the threshold.
No, the threshold is correct. Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
1650 is not right.
No, the threshold is okay.
224 is wrong. 224 is wrong. That's fine enough. I'm just telling you. Just tell me what you get.
Sir, I got 166,089 for both of them added.
All right. So tell me that fine. No problem. So the one thing you do the math speed. Don't focus on that. That can be wrong because as I tell you, all of that goes to my head, right? So that can be wrong. But I'm just telling you, please follow the maths. 1.8 minus 1650,090 minus 45,000 times 25%. 2.4 minus 1650,090 minus 60,000 times 25%. That's information. So again, for hard luck then, what's hard luck PYE? What's hard luck PYE? 14 977.5. And what is lucid warm-up PYE?
I don't get that.
Sir, what's the NIS
Oh my
minus you
Lord.
said?
No,
What's the NIS minus from the 1.8?
45.
I'm not understanding what's happening.
It's 45 and 60. They get the 105.
Go again.
But
So go
then
ahead. Tell me why you did each person. Tell me why you did first. The person
So
who
the
said didn't get that.
Sir, I deduct the threshold from the
No, tell me the
1.8.
numbers, please. Don't use words. Tell me the exact numbers. What are the numbers?
So I have 1.8 minus the 1,650,90. And then the NIS, is it the total amount I should use or just the amount? Just the
No,
amount
just the
paid.
amount for just the amount
which
for
is-
the employee,
which
which
is
is the
45,000.
45,000.
So the tax I get is 26.
I got 26,227.5
Point
here.
five. That's what they have.
5190 minus 45,000. Put me at 104,910. 25%. 26,227.5.
26,227.50. But when you do the same thing for the other, both of them not coming back to the 224.
No, man, it won't. Remember, you just told me that it don't come back. Don't worry about that. total.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying because I said I did that from my head, so it's okay if there's an error there. I accept that it's possible because I know I didn't calculate it before I did the question. So minus 1650,090 minus 60,000 and then times 25%. You get what? 172.
172,477.50.
50. Yeah.
Okay, and both of them together come to how much?
198,705.
190 what?
8,705.
705. Perfect. The good thing is the expenses are unimpacted. Because how we accounted for it, the gross salary of 4.2 plus the employer contribution would have been the total expense. PAYE is not an expense. PAYE was just how much you don't pay the government. So I was okay, that 200,000, that wrong, but okay, that can be sorted out. Or expense or income statement is still fine. So that's in essence what goes on your SO2, right? So what goes on it in addition to that, we're not doing it now, but give you an idea. What goes on it as well is the company's NIS, right? So that's going to go the number of employees. That's going to, and then it's going to be reconciling that. There are the pension contributions that will be covered as well. Any other in-kind remuneration, that also is covered as well. And then when you print the SO2 form, generally, print all the pages with the start information. You just get the one cover page and see the gross and all of those taxes, right? So what we are going to do, as I said in our final session, really is the SO1 and SO2. That's actually going to be our shortest session. I don't think it's a bit like exceed an hour. I actually want to recommend that we just do that online. It's not going to be a long session. So I don't know if you all want to commit it for just 1 hour. But what we're going to do in that session is going to do the SO1 filing and the SO2 filing. Thursday is our last session. It's just won't exceed an hour. So it's 6 feet from 6:15 to 7 by 7:15 we're done. Right? So possibly if you want to be fully online on Thursday, then that would probably be recommended, right? Okay, that's the SO2 form. Now, what I'm going to give you all to do, because this is why I don't want us to just be taking information. And this is a very important assignment. What you are going to need to do, the P24 form.
Sir, we're not hearing you.
The P24 form, I gave a sample of my P24. You all are going to create a P24 form for Camille. You're going to create one for Camille. She works for Bexcom. You're going to create one for Camille. You're also, that PDF file I gave you, the SO4 form, you're going to fill it out with all this information that you have now. You're also going to fill out the SO4A form, which there's another tutorial. You can go on the TJ website and see how you fill that out as well. So that's what's going to be your assignment. So we're really going to be wrapping up now because I need this to be your assignment. I need it to sink in. We only have 1 session left. And I need you all to be able to do these filings. So your assignment is prepare the P24 form. So number 6, complete, do the SO4, do the PDF, fill all the numbers in that you have with all the information we have now. And also complete the sole trader estimate. Now the schedules that go with it, for the capital allowance schedule, all the schedules that go with the SO4 form, fill them out. You're doing a complete filing. We can't create a TJ login and then the actual login. So the forms we have, the forms that go with them, the schedules that go with this form, fill them out for Thursday, right? And then the SO4A, fill out the SO4A for 2025, right? So that's what your assignment is, number 6, 7, and 8. So again, and this is why I said, you can, if you decide that you want it to be what we're going to do, we're going to use the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the class, go through the assignment. The P24 form is submitted, the SO4, the SO4A. And then the other half an hour, we look at how to file the SO1 and the SO2 form. The main thing we're going to do as well is run a quick calculation as well whenever there's somebody over the 6 million threshold. So I gave you the threshold, but there are 2 thresholds. There is the nil threshold that the government has, and then there's the high pay, those that get over 6 million a year. Whoever get over 6 million, that excess, they pay 30%. So it's not just 25% straight across the board, right? So that's really all we're going to do in the other session. So we have looked at filing for companies. I've looked at now filing for individuals. I will complete that. And we have looked at GCT. So we pretty much complete all the essential filings that we need to know. So as I said, we will stop here today. We'll end our session here today. Your assignment is 6, 7, and 8. Everybody needs to do. Remember, there's 1 session left. So please do that.
Sir, where's that 6, 7, and 8 you're referring to?
What's that?
Where's that 6, 7, and 8 you're referring to?
The rest of questions on the case study.
The rest of questions on the case. So it's a task to complete, and we completed the first 5 tasks. Well, 5. Number 4, the tax due. We don't do the tax due yet. But number 6, 7, and 8. So prepare Camille's P24, complete the sole traders SO4 for 2024, complete the
Oh.
estimated income tax for 2025.
Okay, okay.
Right, so that's the assignment, everybody. Please, everybody need to do this assignment. We are going to do also a short online quiz with multiple choice in our final session as well. And that will pretty much be the ending of our training course. The only thing that will be left is pretty much for you all to receive the certificates. And I know that normally issued within a few weeks after the course ends. So that you have to speak to Mr. Willie about in terms of the issue. Once you have completed the course. But that's it for our session today. So please just try and do the assignments. We finished almost 45 minutes early. Can actually still try to continue doing it. Whether at home, those already at home, and those when you reach home earlier than expected, you can start completing it. Because I know during the week it's rough, but I need it Thursday. So we need it to be completed for Thursday, as that's our final session. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to log off. So those who are online, take care.
Okay.
Yes, sir.